If you guys can go ahead. Hello, everybody. My name is Harlequin Murray. Welcome to our team Zoom. I'm super excited to be here this evening. I am going to be your co-host for this evening, and Miss Ellen Winn is going to be our speaker. Just to give you a feel for it, for those of you who are new here today, first off, welcome. We're glad you could join us. But just for those of you who haven't been on here before, just a little bit about Ellen so you know what her background is. She grew up on her family's farm here in the Dallas, Georgia area, just outside of Atlanta. And she spent about 25 years in the restaurant industry. And the last few years, she worked in corporate, in upper management with Domino's Pizza. She was their training director and senior operations director for the state of Georgia. So she's got a lot of experience in that arena. In 1997, she left Domino's and she started her own brand of restaurants. And she has been a business owner ever since. She was introduced to network marketing in 2002, and over the years she's built massive teams and helped tens of thousands of people along the way. Whenever I met her about 17 years ago, she was the national training director for a network marketing company and a partner in a huge training center here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And you know, it's obvious that Ellen loves to help people and to do training, but anyways, she is an area director with DAC, and she's also a one-star executive in our residual pay plan with longevity. And she has helped our team to become one of the fastest growing and largest producing teams in DAC. And without further ado, let me turn it on over to Miss Ellen Winn.
All right, welcome everyone. Thank you, Harlequin. I always appreciate that introduction. We got lots of people still coming into the room tonight, which is great. I know I just sent out that last minute reminder that we are live. So thanks for being here. Those of you that have already logged in and are catching this live, especially, thank you for being here. If you're catching it on a replay, I'm glad you're taking time to do that as well. Harlequin and I go back a long way in our working together history, and I'm so glad that I got to meet her through this wonderful industry of direct selling. But most importantly, I'm really glad that she said yes when I introduced her to DAC. So we're going to get right into it. I do this call every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, giving my team an opportunity to do some face-to-face conversations with me, get to see some other people on the team, and also learn something new. Maybe we hit high points of something that has been covered before, or questions will come up at the end of this when we open up for live Q&A. There'll be questions from other people on the team that may ask the same question that is burning in your mind, but haven't had an opportunity to ask it. So go ahead, grab a pen and paper, and let's get started with our slideshow here, where I start out with our team recognition, as I always do. And let me see. Harlequin, I can see you. Can you see my screen okay? Awesome. Thank you. All right, guys, team recognition. And this is recruiting recognition. Recruiting is the lifeblood of our business. It is really the only report that I can see on a live, in the moment report to tell me what's going on in the team. So I recognize our team recruiters every week. This is for the week of March 17th through March 23rd. In first place, we had Katina Willis with 6 new agent recruits. In second place, Katina's enroller, Eric Johnson, with 4 new agent recruits. I was in third place with 3 new agent recruits. In fourth place, we had a 3-way tie between Brittany Chapman. Brittany had 2 new agent recruits, Waverly Holloway with 2 new agent recruits, and Tisha Jackson with 2 new agent recruits. So congratulations to those of you on the left side of the leaderboard there. Let me get over to the other side. And with 1 new agent recruit each, we had Khalifa Ali, Kiki Blofsky, Paulette Clark, LaShondria Coleman, Diana Garcia, Tori Jackson, Earl Jones Jr., Keith Calley Sr., Gary Luster, Karina Martinez, Barker Michael, Harlequin Murray, Christy Smith, Ted Smith, Chris Bartalis, Coach Wade, and Tracy Wiggs. Congratulations to all of you for making the leaderboard for this week of recruiting. Why do you want to be recruiting? Well, did you know that if you recruit an agent who earns $100,000, you can earn $50,000 in revenue match without personally having to go get those clients? They go get the clients, they earn $100,000, and you earn $50,000 in revenue match on top of what that other agent earns. What if they only made $50,000? Well, you could earn $25,000 in revenue match. And what if they only earn $10,000? You can still earn $5,000 in revenue match. The bottom line is, if you're not recruiting, you're missing out on an income opportunity, because our pay plan will pay you up to 100% on that first funding that when you enroll a new agent, but up to 50% moving forward after their first funding. You can earn up to a 50% match on what they make without taking any money away from that new agent. It's written into the compensation plan. So if you're not recruiting and you're not building an agency, you'll never have the opportunity to earn that matching revenue share bonus. All right, I want to make sure that you're aware this was updated a couple of weeks ago, but I keep talking about it because we have so many people that aren't seeing this. We have some training videos that aren't updated with this information yet. So it's important that you and your team understand that our new minimum FICO score for Bank Breezy or any of our fundings is now 550. The reason being is that over half of the people that were funded that hit that 450 to 550 credit score are now in collections because they defaulted on the loan or purposely defaulted by closing an account. So our partners decided that for us to continue on in good faith, that they needed to raise that credit score minimum to 550. And we do have a couple of folks that have been working directly. Biddy, our partner with Bank Breezy, actually has partnerships with other independent sales organizations. They don't have Bank Breezy. That Bank Breezy product was created specifically for DAC. It is a proprietary brand for us, but Biddy Advance has partnerships with other independent sales organizations, or what we know as ISOs, okay? And from what I understand, the other ISOs that are working with Biddy, they have to have a minimum FICO score of 600. So if you know any agents that are marketing for other companies, now would be a good time to bring them on, because we've got a 50 point gap below what their standard requirement is. So they will be able to send people
Ellen,
here.
because I personally spoke to one of those ISOs and I confirmed it with Wade, they have to have a 650.
Oh, wow. 650 instead of 600. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Harlequin. Appreciate you interjecting that. So good opportunity for you to be recruiting some folks that are already in this space. All right. Let me go back 1 second before I go into the topics of tonight. That reminds me of, if you or any of your agents that are coming on board are currently working with other independent sales organizations or have direct agreements with other lenders, it is always noteworthy for me to mention this. The way DAC funding works is we're always going to shop the market for the best offer out there among all of the top lenders in the alternative lending space. So if you have agreements with other lenders, your best option for yourself your commissions, and most importantly for your client to get the best offer possible in the marketplace is to only run that client through the David Allen Capital process first. Now, if they qualify for bank lending, they should go get bank lending. But if they don't, if they can't qualify through traditional bank lending, DAC is hands down the best option for them. We're going to shop it out to all of the top lenders in the alternative capital space, and we're going to bring back the guaranteed best offer. If your client does not like the offer that we get them after all of our different lenders have seen their portfolio and have sent out an offer, if your client doesn't like the offer then, or if they get declined, only then send that out to the other lenders, because we've had some cases where our lenders made a great offer to the client. The client said no at the time, and they kept shopping. They went to other lenders, and right at the last minute, when the client came back to us to say yes to the funding, our lenders retracted the offer because they could all of a sudden see that this particular person was trying to get funds from other lenders, and the lender got cold feet, afraid that that business owner was trying to stack multiple loans, which would put them in a position to not be able to pay back, or they could be potentially setting themselves up to purposely default on the loan. So they backed out of it. So do yourself and your clients a favor. If you're working with other lenders besides DAC, give DAC a shot first. As long as the client gets the paperwork in a timely manner, our team is going to get them an offer very quickly. Okay. So tonight I want to talk about DAC being on pace for a record month from beginning of history. I want to talk about end of month qualifications for residuals, and then we're going to go through some social media post examples and show you some pretty cool stuff. Okay. So again, if you don't have a pen and paper, grab one and let's get into it. All right. So when I say DAC is on track for a record month, how is your month looking with your DAC business? If it's not looking at a record month for you, then you can always start fresh and get going. So last week we talked about doing a game plan through the whole game plan strategy, and how to look at what numbers you need to be able to meet your income goals, right? If you're wanting to make $10,000 a month, how many clients you need to be exposing, whether it's to the Bank Breezy or to the DAC funding options, or if you're presenting and leading with our line of credit, which is a fabulous product, by the way. Okay. So if you're following that game plan and you're taking action, and you know what your number is, you know what your target goal is, and you're not hitting your goals, then you need to plan, make your plan according to the game plan, right? Then get out and make contact with your clients. And then as you are doing, measure your results from your actions, and then go back and make adjustments to those actions, right? Whether the action that you're adjusting is what you're saying, the method that you're reaching out, or in general, the target market that you're trying to hit. If you're hitting the wrong market, no matter how much you measure and adjust your message, then you're not going to see the results that you're looking for. So just a reminder to stay on track. David talked about this today on the leadership call. You can certainly go back, and I hope you do go back and really watch and listen to what he has to say. He is so full of knowledge. He has such a tremendous history in business as a business owner, plus his history as a company owner and a networker in the field when he first got started in this industry, as he shared today, starting out with Nu Skin and then moving on to NSA, and then talking about how going through and doing a game plan and understanding what was necessary to go in and make $10,000 a month really was a game changer for him. So understand what you need to do, plan it, do it, measure, and adjust your actions. Okay, so are you qualified for end of month residuals? You might be going, well, what do you mean, Ellen? Residuals? Don't we get paid upfront money on funding? How's the residual work with this? Well, David covers it in video 3 of the 3 videos in our compensation plan under the big green 3 at the top of the Agent Resource Center, right? But a lot of times there's so much information coming on our compensation plan that you're having a hard time just comprehending how you get paid on your own fundings and then how you get paid the team overrides. But then when we get to the residuals, you're like in a coma, right? So I want to go through and make that real simple for you tonight. You see, all of the other DAC services outside of funding and the line of credit are going to get paid via longevity through either a check or the longevity pay card. But we also have funding residuals that get paid through that longevity partnership. Okay, so the other services are customer finance, payment processing, healthcare, telecom, and DAC Protect. Now, you always earn on your own clients, and I hate to reject that one because that was a DAC call in the past. I have accepted that call and done a live business call. If they call me back, I will answer. You always earn on your own clients, okay? But to earn on your team, you have to be qualified. And that means you have to have personal qualifying volume. So what does that look like? Well, back to that big green 3 at the top of the Agent Resource Center where we have our compensation video and our compensation chart. You've got several pages, 9 or 10 pages of a compensation document, right? This is page 4 of the compensation document. So I'm going to break it down, what you're seeing here at the top, and then you don't need to be able to read this slide because I've got a bigger version of it. But basically what I'm going to take you through in the next few slides is covering what you see here at the top, what the position is, associate, brand associate, sales associate, and then how you get paid on the different levels and the percentages that you get paid. So just know when I go to the next slide, we're going to cover this very top line, and then we're going to start here in this light blue section and cover those numbers, okay? But before I get into that explanation, let's talk about how levels work in your organization. So here you are, you're level 0 in your organization. When you personally sponsor someone, those people are on level 1 or they're direct to you. So I personally sponsored Harlequin. She is on my level 1 in my organization. The example I gave talking about recruiting, if you personally enroll someone where you can earn up to 50% match on what their revenue or what their income is, this is your level 1 organization. So people that are on level 1 signed up directly through your partner link, okay? Now, level 2 is really taking it down another level. And what I mean there, well, Harlequin is on my level 1. Anybody that Harlequin has sponsored is now on her level 1. So Harlequin would move up here to be you, right? And her level 1 people are there. But because I'm here at the top, Harlequin is on my level 1. Anyone that she sponsors is now on my level 2, okay? Anyone that they sponsor becomes my 3rd level or 3rd generation. And anybody that they sponsor becomes my 4th generation. And so on and so on. So it's like really you've got a family tree, and you've got the parent, and then they have children, and they have children, and they have children, and so on. So our genealogy tree works very much like a family tree. All right. So that's how that looks. But let's talk about the ranks and what your requirements are to be eligible to earn residuals on your team. So our funding bonuses, you know, if you're a DAC 1, you earn on any DAC 0s in your group. If you're a DAC 2, you earn on DAC 0s and DAC 1s. If you're DAC 4, you earn on DAC 0s, DAC 1s, DAC 2s, and your 1st generation DAC 4 on the funding bonuses. But everything else, again, goes through this residual side. So in longevity, on that 4th page of the comp plan that I showed you on that comp plan chart, the first level where you're qualified to earn residuals is called associate. That's the longevity rank title, okay? And to become an associate, you simply need to have 50 personal qualifying volume points. Where do you get those? Well, 50 points can come from a funding. It can come from any of the services that you see listed at the top, whether it's a customer finance, client payment processing, healthcare, telecom, DAC Protect, or even product purchases or product sales through longevity, where we have our nutritional and clothing and jewelry and skincare and all the home products, consumer products that longevity has. All of those products go into the mix here in qualifying you with personal qualifying volume points. So when you personally have 50 qualifying volume points, meaning customers have ordered through you, or you, if it's a longevity product, you could place it through your back office and have something that you bought from yourself as a wholesale product. Going to give you 50 points. When you get to 50, now you're eligible to earn on levels 1 and levels 2 in your team. You earn 5% on 1 and 5% on 2. The next bump up in the compensation plan residually is called brand associate. When you get to 100 personal qualifying volume points, then that bumps you up to the title of brand associate. And at brand associate, you also get a raise on the percentages that you earn on levels 1 and 2. So instead of earning 5%, you earn 8% on level 1, 8% on level 2, and 7% on level 3. Now, Harlequin, you just had someone do a $150,000 funding in your group, which is a part of my group too, but you did the math on this. How much volume is that going to put into the residual plan for you and everybody between you and the young man that got the funding?
Well, it was 3,000 qualifying value and then 1,500 BV.
Okay, so hold on one second. All right, so the qualifying volume is what qualifies you to move through the compensation plan and to hit different levels in the bonus structure. The BV is actual bonus volume that you get paid off of. So that 7%, you're getting paid that percentage off of the BV. Okay, so what was that BV, Harlequin?
1,500, which
1,000?
at 8%, it's $120.
Sweet. Okay. 1,500 in BV at 8% is another $120. And I believe you already earned an override because you were the DAC 4 that was qualified to earn those payouts, right? And then because you earned that as a funding bonus, you're also going to earn an extra $120 on the bonus volume, because I know you are already qualified to earn 4 levels deep in your group, right? So good job with that. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so those
No, you're good.
okay, I thought you had something else. Okay, so those 2 positions, 50 QV or 100 QV, are going to qualify you on your team. And you can do this off of your own production without having any activity in any structure in your team. The next level of sales associate, to get there, it's going to be the first rank in the longevity residual plan that requires you to have team structure. Okay, so sales associate is 150 personal qualifying volume points and 3 legs, or 3, when I showed you level 1, that each level 1 person or agency is considered a leg of your business. So once you get to sales associate, you're earning 887, just like you did at brand associate, but you also get paid on a 4th level deep in your group at 6%. So what does sales associate look like? Here you are at the top of your family tree, your genealogy. You have 150 in personal qualifying volume, and you just need 3 frontline associates that are on your level 1 that are now, I say associates, that's what they are when they have 50 personal qualifying volume each. Okay, so that's what sales associate looks like, and that's how you earn. Now here we are on the 28th of the month. The end of the month is on Friday, I believe. No, Wednesday. Thursday. Okay, the end of the month, when we hit the end of the month at midnight Pacific time or 3 a.m. Eastern time, then that's your cutoff for getting any points in or any volume in that are DAC related. So by the end of the business day, we'll know those, they'll get posted, and you'll see where you are for DAC points coming in. But if you're short on some of these points, you can even order products up until 2 days after closing on the longevity side, because they can backdate an order for you if it means you qualifying for residuals or qualifying for another level in the comp plan. Okay, so I'll be taking questions after we get through this, but now I want to go on to the third topic tonight, which is posting your links on social media. So I'm going to go over here and open up a Facebook page that I created. This is actually a group, and I've got it marked as a private group. So let me hide that. So we got the full page there, and this is marked as a private group. So whatever I do in here, it doesn't post out on Facebook. I can create test posts and all of that, and nobody sees it but me. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down my DAC link. I'm going to go over here to davidallencapital.com. I want to point something out here. It's almost a daily thing, folks, where someone goes in, and just because their name and phone number and emails at the top of the page, they think they can copy the link from the browser and paste it and send it out, and it's their link. Okay. A reminder, every time, you always must have your agent ID number at the end of any link that you are going to send out anywhere off of your own browser. When it's on your browser, the cookies are saving your information at the top of the web page. So it looks like your website. It is your website because there are cookies on your browser. But once that link leaves your browser and goes to someone else's browser, or goes to a social media page, your ID doesn't carry over unless you manually enter it in. So I'm going to type it into the end of the bar here, highlight, copy, and now I'm ready to go over to my social media page and make a post. Okay, so any link that you post is automatically going to populate an image. Okay, so this is showing the image that is on the front of the website. I paste that link in, and it automatically does that nice image for me. Okay, this is a clickable link. So understand, after that image has been populated, you don't even need to leave your link in there with that affiliate link. You can delete it, and you can go in and type in any message you want. We can. Okay, I'm just typing in something quick and easy. Boy, don't you know I have to do a lot of spell check. Click the image to learn more. Okay, something simple, right? So that's how our links work. Let's go change this link out, and let's make it our new line of credit. And I want to show you the image that is populated with this. It is awesome. It's the image that David posted in our Facebook group as a new image and said share away. Well, I asked him if he would update it and make it the clickable link, and he did. So here's what it looks like. Again, I'm adding my ID number to the end, copy, going over to here, and boom, there's that beautiful new image showing business line of credit. Now, if you make that post on your Facebook page, again, you can delete that link. So it's a nice, clean presentation there. You've got a image that's really going to pop and create some attention. But again, add your content above the image, and I encourage that you use emojis in your post and make some bullet points using emojis to create a little bit more attention than just having that inline image. Let's go see what our customer financing link looks like. I'm going to add my ID number, copy and paste that link just as is. And I'm going to exit out that image that was populated. Give this a second to populate customer finance, generate more sales. So if you're looking for social media images, you already have them in your link. That's the whole point of this demonstration. And let's see, payment processing, same thing. And the reason you want to add your ID is when they click on that link, it's actually going to take you off of Facebook and take them straight over to your web page. So I'm going to delete that one and show you what payment processing looks like. All right, eliminate 95% of your fees. So there you have it. Every one of the links on your David Allen Capital site are going to create a nice social image. Let's do this one last one. Let's see if that one is updated with the new information. Let's try it and see. Business funding up to 25K. Yep, we need to update the FICO score on that image. That's what I was figuring. But nice bright image there that creates attention. All right. So that's what I wanted to cover on social media. Let me get us off of screen share and I will open up for questions. All right. Good stuff. All right. Do we have anybody that has questions? You can go down to the raise hand or emotions, I think is the tab on your computer, and there's a virtual hand raise. I see Randy. Hey, Randy. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. I lowered your hand inadvertently, and I was trying to unmute you instead of lower your hand. So you slipped away. Let me ask you to unmute. There you are. What do you have for us tonight, Randy?
Well, hello, Ellen. Just really elementary questions, but a couple of things on the social media links. I did go in and purchase. I went in and got the domain name, and I bought the .com, .org, and .net just so nobody came in side door and tried to do something with them. But I was wondering, I'm using .com, but is there any benefit to maybe, I was thinking maybe the .net, .org could be used to link maybe to customer finance, and then .net to customer card processing. Is .net, .org usable in your view?
Well, .net certainly is. I think most of the time a .org is more affiliated with a nonprofit organization. So I don't know that I would recommend those, but .net is certainly usable, and especially when you're sending out links or you're signing off on your signature where it's a clickable link. I think you can really use any domain name that shares your message, right? But I tend to use a .com anytime I'm doing printed material, because I think .coms are your most common domain. I forget what that's called. Well, just went blank on that. .com, .net, those are part of domain addresses, but there's a specific name for that, and I can't think of it right now. But .com is your most common. So that's what I use for printed material, such as business cards.
Yeah. And then real quick on, I know this is kind of off the subject of team building, but I thought I'd throw it in for those that might as well have the question. But I'm getting a lot of, and I hope this is the right forum to ask this, but a lot of what is your payback pricing? And I know we deal with factors when we're dealing with clients. Now I'm talking with clients now. And again, I may be off key here, being this is team building, but I thought I'd throw it in. And there's a range, of course, the 1.19 to 1.49. I think that's pretty general on all the fundings that we have, all the way over even to the LOCs. But I know it's the time in the the funding, the amount of time in the FICO, and then it seems just how strong their bank statements look. Is that kind of the correct response with that?
Sort of, and that's a great question, and I'm going to take you guys over to the Agent Resource Center and show you exactly where to find that answer. I'm sure you've already located this, Randy, but just for anybody else that is going, hey, that's a great question. So in the Agent Resource Center, which I just scrolled down the David Allen Capital site, and now I'm at the Agent Resource Center under business fundings and line of credit under number 1, there's a quick reference sheet here. And if I pull up this PDF of the quick reference sheet, it's going to give me kind of the A to Z explanation of each of our products. And let me hit the plus sign here. Okay, so here's your explanation. You're exactly right, 1.19, but actually goes all the way up to 1.69. So if you were the business owner, let me see. There's your repayment for Bank Breezy, repayment for DAC funding, and the distinguishing factor there is Bank Breezy is for those business owners that are doing between 5 and 15,000. If they're doing 15,000 and above, then they should qualify for David Allen Capital business capital, right? So let me take screen share off. I'll give you a role play, Randy. If you were the business owner and asking me that question, that you ask, well, what are the payback terms, right? Here's my answer. I would say, well, it varies. There's a financial equation that our underwriters are going to look at, and they're going to look at everything from your credit score to your daily bank account average and your business checking account. They're going to look to see if you're having any NSFs. They're going to make sure that you got a positive balance, and they're going to look at your average daily balance. So there's a whole combination of things that our underwriters are going to look at to determine what the payback amount will be, and also the terms, or meaning the length of payback time that's going to go into paying back any fundings that they offer. Does that help?
It sure does. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Any other questions? You're good, Randy? Okay. Thank you. Appreciate the question and comment as always. You're so very attentive. All right. Harlequin, you're unmuted.
I am. One thing Randy mentioned, that he said that was also the same for the lines of credit, and that is a different pay plan and structure. So just below where you saw the quick reference sheet for the business funding, there's one for the lines of credit as well.
Yeah, I'll pull that up while we're talking about it. And thank you. I didn't catch that he had mentioned the lines of credit, but yeah, there's a PDF under number 2 for lines of credit. And again, this is in the Agent Resource Center under business capital and lines of credit info. And then it goes through the process, how does it work, and the application process, minimum credit score 550. And it doesn't have the payback. No, it does right here. A balance fee of 0.69 to 1.39 weekly. They do a weekly payback. So number 3 covers the payback terms and the rates that they'll be paying. And again, it's still that same financial equation. They're looking at all that I just covered for funding. They're looking at those same things on a line of credit to determine what their risk factor is. All of our funding and all of the payback rates, the 1.19 to 1.69 or the 0.69 to the 1.29 or 39, all of those are really risk factor numbers that the lender puts on the client based on what they see in that financial portfolio. Okay, thanks for mentioning that, Harlequin. Do we have any other questions tonight?
We do have one in the chat.
Okay.
Cindy Church was asking, is it possible to belong to more than one chamber of commerce, or are we limited to just the county where we reside?
Oh, great question. Yeah, you can be a member of as many chambers as you want. And I'm glad you mentioned chambers, Cindy, because DAC has an association plan that if you are a member of a professional organization, whether it's a chamber of commerce, a BNI group, a builders association group like Harlequin and I have joined forces together and paid that membership together. If you're a member of any of those professional organizations and you receive get clients through that organization over the course of a year, if you do $100,000 in total fundings from that organization and can show that that business was a member of the organization and it ties back to there, if you get $100,000 in funding from that organization that you paid to be a member of, DAC will reimburse your annual fees up to $500. So that's a great benefit. In other words, DAC is encouraging you to go be a member of those professional organizations and represent DAC professionally to get the word out to those small business owners. So yep, great question. And I'm a member of my local chamber. Harlequin is a member of her chamber, I believe, or the business association of the neighboring county next door to me. And then that builders association group hits all of the metro counties here in the metro Atlanta area. All right. Anybody else with questions? I see Paula has your hand up. I'm going to ask you to unmute. I think Harlequin's already got you.
Thank
What do you have, Paula?
Yeah,
Right
I just wanted to add about the Chamber of Commerce. I used to live in Massachusetts. I'm in North Carolina now, but some areas, your Chamber of Commerce actually covers more than one. So when I lived in Massachusetts, if I joined, I'm trying to remember what it was, I think it was the Worcester Chamber of Commerce, whatever it was a city. It covered a few towns. So sometimes they cover more than one. So check your local area as to which one you want to join, because that might be helpful for you. You know, join the one that's going to cover 3 or 4 towns as opposed to just one that only covers one town. It's just a little bit helpful.
Awesome.
Here in North Carolina, I joined one. It only covers the one, unfortunately. But it's good to know, you know, sometimes they cover more than one town. So it's easier to join the bigger one and be covered through a few different towns. So it saves you some buku bucks. So I just
Absolutely,
wanted to
yeah.
let you know.
Great
Check with your-
comment, Paula. Thank you for that. And you know, talking of chambers and your tips and advice there, Paula, which is great, by the way. All of these different associations usually will allow you to come in and visit as a guest. So
Yep.
if you have that opportunity, go in as a guest. You can, if you don't know someone that's a member of the organization, just call the chamber or call the business association that you want to participate with. Call them and ask them and say, hey, I'm thinking about becoming a member. I wanted to see if I could learn a little bit more about your organization, maybe visit one of your meetings. Sometimes they'll let you come more than once for free until you join. But it gives you an opportunity to mix and mingle with the people that are members there and really get some feedback and get a feel for that organization to see how active they are, whether they're just members that are signing up and not participating, or whether they're really out there trying to network and help grow the other businesses that are a member of that organization. I know with the builders group that Harlequin and I are members of, they really encourage everybody that's a part of the organization to do business with fellow members. And it's taken us over a year to really get a strong foothold in there. And they told us that when we came in. They said, you know, we have a lot of businesses that come in and sign up and hope to immediately get business through our organization. But I'll tell you right now, and this was the management of the group, they said, I'll tell you right now, if you're really wanting this organization to help you grow your business, it's going to take a several year commitment, because our members see people come and go all the time, but they're going to do business and make referrals to the members that they keep seeing over and over again, and get that trust and feel from you that you're really here to be a part and to help grow, rather than just to come in and swoop in and try to take as much business as you can. And I think that's going to be true with any chamber that you participate with, or B&I groups, they want a give and take relationship, right? Another point on that is if you do join a chamber, you've got to participate. You can't just be a member and hope that everybody all of a sudden is going to reach out to you as their funding source or their funding pro. You've got to mingle, mix, do one-on-ones, do coffee chats with the members and get to know them and really show an interest in their business and ask, how can I help you? I want to learn a little bit more about your business so I can see ways that I can help you and possibly send some business your way. Okay. So great comments there. Cindy, I see you have your hand up. Glad to see you feeling like being on here tonight. How
I
are
know,
you?
thanks. I'm feeling better a little bit. But
Awesome.
I did it at the application for the Chamber of Commerce, and it asks what business name. And since I don't know what to put.
Okay, here's your answer. For those of you that are doing the associations, you can do David Allen Capital Agency.
Okay.
David Allen Capital Agency. Now that's only for the Chamber Association. We went through a training on this several months back. David and Wade were leading that. In fact, Wade was heading that up for those of us that wanted to promote and market through professional associations. Well, you can't use David Allen Capital in your web links. You can't use them in emails or any of those things because that's proprietary name. But when you're registering with the chamber, you can use David Allen Capital Agency. And then I have a name tag. I don't have it. My briefcase is in my car, but I have a name tag and I have the David Allen Capital logo, where I created it myself, the David Allen Capital logo, and my name in bold print underneath it. So people get used to seeing that DAC name. I use DAC more than David Allen Capital, but obviously our name, David Allen Capital, says what we do, right? But that would be the correct name for you to use there, Cindy. Good question.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Yeah, if I can add on to that,
Sure.
you need to, they're going to ask you what your title is, and you have to put down independent agent, which we usually do that anyways, but I just wanted to point that out. But in reference to chambers and associations, I will reiterate what Ellen said and go to the groups, see if it's a fit, because there are some groups where it's all sales reps. It's not the business owners that are involved in it. So you need to find out, are your decision makers going to be in those individual organizations that you're looking at meeting or joining? Because I've gone to several and it's all, insurance agents and financial planners and things like that. Those are good people to network with and to potentially either sign up as a DAC agent or, as a referral partner. But if your goal is to join a particular organization to get fundings and to get clients, then you have to know what it is that you're looking for when you go into those.
Yeah, great point, Harlequin. And on that same note, I find a lot of times the people that are coming to some of those meetings are actually employees of the company, not just the sales rep, but they're an office staff or someone, because the company is sending someone to represent for them, right? So that they get to stand up and say who they're with. But the employees and the sales reps aren't necessarily your primary focus on that. So great point, Harlequin. Okay, I don't see anybody else's hands raised. Anything, last thing in the chat before we wrap up? Nobody?
Nope.
All right, well, go check your volume and make sure that if you've got people in your team that have done fundings or lines of credit or have customer finance clients or have healthcare clients or they have a healthcare plan themselves, that you are qualified to earn residuals. In many cases, if you do the math on what you could earn, you could place an order with Longevity and have that order be free because you had enough money coming to you to make up for what you would spend to get qualified to earn. So I always just look at it as a math equation, and that makes it really simple. All right, guys. Well, Harlequin, unless you have anything last thing to say, I'm going to wrap us up here. Are you good? Awesome. Okay. All right, folks. Thanks much for being here. We're near the end of the month. Go finish it strong. And if you aren't having a record month yourself for March, do everything in your power to make April your best month ever. Look forward to seeing you on the next Zoom, which will be Friday, 11:30 Eastern time with our DAC agent Zoom led by David Russ. All right, everybody have an awesome week. We'll see you on the next Zoom. Take care.